Good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. It's a beautiful Friday morning, August 13th, 2021. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time, 8 o'clock Central, or a minute or so before. Talk about tips, strategies, techniques. We continue to be prodded to provide more success stories, so we're working hard to do that as well. We have the agenda displayed here. I will zoom in so we can all see a little easier and work our way down. The primary concept or topic today is a new lead program. What we consistently hear is that the primary barrier that many of our distribution partners have to reaching large volume of conversions are leads. And we've talked about different ways to generate leads and where to get them and such. But the end result was it was recommended that we go ahead and provide you all leads. So they would be in an Excel spreadsheet sent to you so you could work them. So I'll describe that in a moment. That's our primary topic. But before we get to that, a couple housekeeping issues. First tranche funding success stories. It's important to understand that the first tranche of funding, or first tranche financing, FTF for short, we want to get that for clients within their first 7 days of being in the system. That hasn't always happened in the past, but we can do that real close to every time now. We just need to have them engaged. The first tranche of financing can vary in terms of its construct. It is very rare for it to be more than 100,000, so thus it's almost always less than 100,000. So what you can infer from that is, for most clients, they'll have multiple tranches in their capital raise. But regardless, theoretically, it could be up to 100,000 in cash funding, and or up to a $20,000 guaranteed issue trade line. What's, I guess, most important from our perspective, and hopefully by yours as well, we want to get clients their first tranche of financing quickly and efficiently. We want to get them at least $2,500 because that will cover their refundable deposit. And I understand the more the better. But at least if we can get everyone, which we can now, their first tranche of financing quickly for at least $2,500, then that's going to allow all of us to move forward with that client in building their loan package and moving towards the larger capital raise. We do have the ability to guarantee them $2,500 regardless of credit scores, regardless of time in business, and regardless of verifiable income. So we have a guaranteed funding source now, and that's very unusual. It sounds almost too good to be true, but it's a specific product. It's not the old in-house 0%, $100 a week. Everybody hated weekly payments, and we're not doing that. So this is a monthly payment plan. So clearly our goal is to get clients their first tranche of financing very, very quickly. Sure enough, when I say that, someone will ask, well, give us an example. So from yesterday, for example, Pauline got funded. So we're not talking about her approval. We're talking about funding, money that went into her account. And Pauline might be on the webinar right now, but Pauline got $19,724 yesterday funded for her first tranche of financing. I understand that that's not 100,000. I know that Pauline and everyone would like to have a zero right behind that 9. So it was 190,000, but we have to deal with reality. And if we can get first tranche financing for everyone quickly, that's good. The bigger amount, the better. And for Pauline's case, she almost hit 20,000 for FTF. So that's not bad. Lasagna just got 3,000 and some change, and Spencer just got 8,000 and some change, almost 9,000. And there's others. But the point is, how much someone will get for their first tranche of financing is representative of their life decisions up to the point of coming to us, right? Because we've not built a loan package out yet. They're not ready for the 100,000 business funding yet because we've not built a loan package out. So it's really less about holding us accountable than, it's the client's life circumstances that dictates. Do they get 3,000? Do they get closer to 9,000? Do they get closer to 20,000? But what you and I know is that we can get 100% of clients funded very, very quickly, at least enough to cover their loan package. But until we get funding offers, we don't know if they're going to be on the higher side or lower side, but always at least 2,500. And again, these are all cash funding, cash wired from the lender into the client's bank account. So again, we have the no credit check, no minimum income, up to 20,000 for a credit line with instant approval. Okay, so a couple success stories. If there's any questions, comments, concerns on that, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the next agenda item. It seems like daily, it's almost like a reality TV show. All right, well, who's in the lead today, and how many referrals do they have? We have a couple of you kind of leapfrogging each other for the top spot. But as of this morning, it may have changed over the past hour or so, our top referral partner is now at 229 conversions for the month of August. So those aren't leads, those aren't prospects, those are enrollments. 229. I forget what the leader was yesterday. I think it was like 202 or something. I don't remember exactly, but 229, pretty good pace. We're not quite halfway through the month. I thought we'd have someone hit 500 for the month. Now I'm not sure, but there's a couple of you that certainly may hit 300-400 at least. Each time that we talk about our top referral partners, I often will be contacted with questions like, well, what are they doing? Why can't you tell us what they're doing? What do I need to do to be able to perform at that same level? So that's really the topic today. And so we're launching today the free white label partner lead program. And so this would be applicable for any of you. It's not for everyone, granted, but for any of you that are wanting to generate 100 or more conversions a month. So if you're really wanting to ramp it up and generate 100 or more a month, we can help you do that. And essentially, we're going to replicate what these big dogs are doing and help you do more of it, because that's what we're being told we need to do. Well, what's the key to having a large number of conversions? Certainly, it's to have a large number of leads. So we're going to provide the leads. So we're going to, in fact, buy leads for you. And this was a bit of a contested discussion internally, because this is far from free, but we're willing to make the free for us, but we're willing to make the investment in you. We're paying up to $20 per lead to give to you for free. And so by doing that, you can generate a much higher volume, because we'll flood you with leads if that's what you want to do. And again, I realize not all of you will be interested in that, so you're not being pushed into this. So we are launching today a new lead program. We'll provide you at least 100 leads a month. Now, if you are working those well, we'll certainly provide you more and not charging you for those, but we'll guarantee, we'll commit to at least 100 leads a month. If you operate like most of the top producers, you're going to convert 40 to 50% of the leads. So in truth, if we give you 100 leads, you probably will only have 40 to 50 conversions. But if you work through those and it's going well, then we'll go above and beyond at no fee to you and provide you additional 100 increment leads. So, I mean, we don't mind giving you 1,000 a month, but we're going to do it 100 at a time, because it's an expense to us, and we need to decide where to give those extra ones to. And so if you're working them and showing results, then certainly giving you extra batches of 100 at no cost is fine. The way that they've set it up, it's not meant to be confusing, but the lead program has a cost. It's under $200 a month. So you're going to sign up for it. Now, we'll cover that cost as long as you remain in good standing as a white label partner. So there is a cost, and then as long as you're in good standing, we'll cover that cost. And by covering that cost, then of course it's free. I guess one could argue, even if we didn't offer to cover the cost, which we do and we will, you would still be paying $2 a lead and most likely generating 40 to 50 conversions from those leads, which is, it'd be a steal if you were paying for it. In this case, we're willing to offset the cost to you. So if you want to participate in the free white label program, simple, trying to keep everything as simple as possible. Obviously, you need to be a white label partner. I think just about everybody on the Zoom is pretty much, well, I don't say that. Most of our affiliates, not all, but most of our affiliates have switched over to the white label role. But if you're not a white label partner, then you wouldn't be eligible for the free leads, and you can do that, get signed up there if you'd like. If you want to participate in the free leads, then just email me and let me know, and we can get you set up. And then the end result is if you follow the plan, just like others are, and we can't promise that you're going to generate 300 or 400 conversions a month. I don't know what you'll convert, but what I would expect with 100 leads is that you'll have at least 40 conversions. At 40 conversions, and I guess I should have put it on this sheet, what does that mean? Well, 40 conversions means you're making 1,250 off of each one up front. So I guess I should be able to do that math in my head, but I can't. So let me pull up my calculator. 40 times 1,250. So that would put you at 50,000 of monthly income just off of the upfront refundable deposits. And then if you're licensed, you'll probably sell the key person policies. Those typically go for 1,000 a pop. And so 1,000 times 40 would be another 40,000 of income. And then of course there's the performance fee on the back end. How much of that will come in the first month will vary. But regardless, it should get you 10,000 a week. Let's just round off. If you do this as envisioned, you should generate around $10,000 a week. It's not get rich quick. It's not going to be something to go brag about, but it's a honorable income while helping other people. All right, so let's dig into the questions that you all have, and many of you, well, I shouldn't say that. Some of you have contributed your intellectual input as we designed this, and of course we're rolling it out today. So any of you that were part of the advisory committee, feel free to contribute. And if even if you weren't, let us know your thoughts. But we need to work through any questions to make sure everyone understands this. And again, if you want to participate, fine. And if you don't, it doesn't matter to me. All right, so Warren's asking about good standing. So as a good standing as a white label partner, it's nothing different than what you agreed to when you enrolled as a white label partner. So there's no new strings attached, nothing gray, nothing in fine print, just the same platform that we were under when we first started working together, Warren. Okay, second question is the life insurance. So on the key person policies, yeah, keep in mind, you can sell the key person policies through any carrier that you would like, and you should meet the suitability of the client in finding the right product. If you are not licensed, then you can't sell key person policies. It's illegal. It's regulated by every state in the United States under the insurance laws. Now, several of you are not writing policies, but you set up relationships with people that will write them for you. And then we also have a gentleman, I guess a few people that have offered, but one person specifically that will write the policies for you if you don't want to write them. But you do not have to be a licensed life insurance agent to be a white label partner at all. It's a revenue stream it's golden for those of you that are licensed or know someone that's licensed, but it's not a requirement because it's just not a requirement. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, Christopher's emailing me, fine. So thank you for that, Christopher. Who else has questions about, I think the first two bullets were just feedback that funding is going well. The new FTF funding model that we launched August 1st is really slick. It's working really well. And there's a lot more examples I could give you, but we can give that a thumbs up. We don't need to be worried about, will people get funded in the first 7 days or not? They will, as long as they're engaged. There's no question if people are able to go out and generate clients, a large number of clients. We validated that. We've continued to work on improving the model, and it's at a good spot. So now really what we need to focus on is, what do we need to do to help get your volume up? Now, if any of you are already generating big numbers, don't be offended by that, but not all of you are, of course. So if you're not generating, I don't know, one a day, I think we might want to look at the lead program as a resource to help you. Because if you're not generating at least one conversion per day, which isn't a requirement, it's not a quota, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, if you're not able to generate at least one conversion a day, either you're probably short of leads, which we can resolve, or you're short of knowledge, which would be our fault. We need to help you with that. Or thirdly, a lack of implementation, which is only something that you can control. Now, we know for those of you, we're adding so many new white label partners. I think we've added 10 over the past 48 hours or so, which is great. So if you're brand new, I understand that there's going to be some ramp up, and even it's designed that the first month is really a ramp up period. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. But once you're into your second month, I mean, we've simplified it enough. I think you may be making it too complicated if you're not hitting that one a day. So that's what we want to do, is make sure that we're helping each of you hit at least one a day. And providing you the leads might help. So I'm just interested, again, you're not going to hurt my feelings one way or the other, but if you could use the Q&A, which is kind of like a chat box on Zoom, and no one will see it, and we're not taking an official tally, but if you would just respond yes, no, or maybe in terms of your interest of participating in the lead program. Because, I mean, this is kind of the beta test, taking it out to the market. So Anna Marie and April and Beatrice and Bernard and Brian and Charles and Christopher and Dion and Georges and Helen and Joseph and so forth, just interested in your feedback. You're not committing to anything, not going to hold you accountable, just looking for feedback. Our goal is to obviously see what the top producers are doing, and then try to push that out to our entire team if they wish. And push is maybe the wrong verb, make it available. So there's really two parts to their success, and I'll tell you those two parts, one of which is the leads. And so we've got that solved. There's not a problem about leads anymore. The second of which is, what do you do with those leads? And I know each of you have some different approaches, but the highest success, the most successful referral partners set up a landing page, which Scott can help you do. Scott Stroud, our Chief Marketing Officer, if you need that help, and drive people into that landing page. And I know this is going to sound controversial, but the less that you say, the more that you'll close. So you want to create awareness, and we can go teach a class and create awareness and feed them into our landing page. We can do social media. We can buy these leads, but really what you want to do is, if you want to replicate what most people are doing that's most successful, is drive those leads into a landing page. And even without ever talking to them, 40 to 50% of them will convert. Now, could you spend more time and more effort and increase your conversion percentage? You could, but what Scott would encourage you to do, and he'll help you do, is be able to help create some sort of drip campaign. So there's frequent and reoccurring contact to the prospect, but it's not requiring your energy or your labor. It gets automated. Also, what we've seen, and I think this will be common sense to most of us, email marketing has really diminished in its value. What we're finding much better success with is reaching out to leads via text, because right now probably your cell phone is within arm's reach of you. And every time a text comes up, even though we're visiting right now, chances are your eyes will drop down and you'll go look at that text. And so that's really what Scott can help you do. You need these leads first, but once you have part of the lead program, then Scott can help you develop the campaigns, especially text campaigns, to be able to reach these large numbers very efficiently. Because I don't think any of us wants to just create another job, right? We want to help people, we want to earn a good income, but we need to minimize the amount of time we have to be involved with sales, right? And so a lot of this can be automated. The point that I made, which might not have been too clear, is we're seeing a movement away from email outreach to more text, and we can support you on that. Okay, so let me go through the questions and comments you all have, and then we'll wrap it up, maybe even early today. All right, so, and I apologize, Anna Marie, and I saw you just submitted a new client this morning as an affiliate. So you're one of our few remaining affiliates, and that's just fine, Anna Marie, but this is a program set up for our white label partners. And so if you're not a white label partner, you could become one, or if you don't want to become one, that's okay. But this is a program that's exclusively available to our white label partners. And so I think that answers both Mark's question and Anna Marie's. Warren asked a good question, and I alluded to it, but I probably wasn't explicit enough. He's asking, will top producers get more leads? There's, and it's an exaggeration, I guess, to say, but there's almost an infinite number of leads. So there's not a problem with leads. It just requires time and expense for us to get you those leads, which is our pleasure to do so. So we're going to deliver them in batches of 100. And so you're right, Warren, and I bet you'll be one of the top producers in September, maybe even by the end of August. And so, you work through those 100 leads and request more. And as long as you're working them, we are happy to go out and buy more leads and give you another batch and another batch and another batch. We're not going to throttle your success, but we know different people have different competencies and diligence and time. So, it doesn't make sense for us to give everyone 1,000 leads each month when some people won't even work more than 100. Okay, let's see here. All right, so I think I've answered all the questions. So let's kind of wrap it up, and we'll conclude early today for a change. So distribution partner training today, we talked about some success stories. We're seeing great effectiveness and efficiency now with the model that we rolled out a couple of weeks ago, August 1st, where we focus on getting clients their first tranche of funding very quickly. We have a one-page application. We send it to them via Adobe. They complete it confidentially. The top half is information about their business. If it's a newly formed business or they're missing any information, it's fine. It's forgiving. It doesn't require it. The bottom half is about the key person. They submit that back automatically through Adobe. we're able to get them funding offers very quickly. And the first tranche of funding theoretically can be up to 100,000. And again, I'm not going to mislead you. First tranches of funding rarely is that much. It can be, but it's rarely that much. Typically, we wouldn't expect it to be above 35,000. But regardless, we got a couple examples of people that just got funded. Cash funding, not trade lines. This is real money that went into their bank. And then for folks that don't qualify for cash funding, we can get anyone at least 2,500, regardless of credit scores, regardless of time in business, regardless of verifiable income. And that can actually go up to 20,000, but we typically target 2,500 because that's enough to cover the typical refundable deposit. We acknowledge Jeff because he's back in the lead, and we'll see by Monday. It'll be interesting to see by Monday because we'll have Friday's production, today's, Saturdays, Sundays, and so I'm sure we'll have someone above 250 by Monday morning, but we'll see. And then most importantly, we rolled out the new white label lead program. We discussed how it works. There is a cost, but as long as you stay in good standing, then we'll cover the cost. Even if you were paying the cost, I think it's a steal, but regardless of that, we'll cover that cost. So it nets out. We'll get you leads via spreadsheet, 100 at a time. And once you've worked those 100, if you need more, just let us know. As long as you're working them, we'll incur the cost of time and labor and money to keep getting you more leads. That's not a problem. We're doing this instead of hiring a big team internally. We had to make a decision. Do we want to support our distribution partners, all of you, or do we want to compete with you? Well, we want to support you. So instead of hiring in-house reps, we'll work with you, and the white label partner is a great model, right? There's no cost to become a white label partner. We do a 50-50 split. Now we've just upped the ante by bringing you the leads in case you need them. And then if you want to participate in this, you just need to email me and let me know. All right, are there any other questions that we have before we exit here? Okay, Magnus is asking about the key. So anything that you need follow-up assistance on, if you'll email me, Magnus, or others, then we can work with individually, but we'd be happy to do so. As far as Helen's asking the pricing model, so we'll set up an arrangement. It'll be $199.70 per month for the leads, and then we'll cover that cost as long as you're remaining in good standing. So I can get you that information so you can review it and decide if you want to do it or not. Let's see, George has asked if there's a multi-member LLC, can each member apply for funding separately? Yep. So we can do that. And so theoretically, businesses will have greater borrowing capacity if there's multiple owners. Typically, any owner with 20% or more ownership normally needs to be disclosed to the lender. That's the typical work. Ask about scripting. Yes, we'll provide scripting and recommendations of how to work these leads based upon what we see our top producers do. So yes, we're not going to just give you hundreds of leads or 100 at a time, but theoretically hundreds of leads each month and say, just go figure it out. We'll support you. So a couple of you asked about scripting. So absolutely. And you can use your own scripting, but we've seen what works. All right, well, I think we covered it. We got finished 2 minutes early, which is a pleasant surprise. So have an outstanding day and a great weekend. We'll be back Monday morning, same time, same place. And then just email me if we can be of any assistance to you, but specifically if you want to use the lead program. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.